You're running the same prompt through Claude for every task in your workflow, whether it's analyzing a complex document or just extracting a date from text. You're overpaying for simple tasks, you're locked into only one provider, and when that model goes down or hits rate limits, your entire workflow stops. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different approaches. Using OpenRouter to access hundreds of different models through a single API, building a model selector to let you dynamically choose what model you want to use based on your specific use case, and finally setting up fallback models so your workflow continues to run even when your primary model fails. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly when and how to use each of these approaches, and you'll be able to build more robust, cost-effective AI workflows. If you want to grab all the JSON from this video, as well as going to be in our free school group, feel free to join that. We also have calls every single Wednesday in there. All right, let's jump into this video. All right, so our first example over here, what we're going to do is take a look at using OpenRouter. And what we're going to do is go to the website, which I have this linked down below over here. So feel free to just grab our JSON and go to that link. And it says unified interface for LLMs, better prices, better uptime, and no subscriptions. So I'm going to go and create an account with you guys, and I'm going to click over here to get API key. So then it says sign into OpenRouter. Welcome back. Please sign in to continue. I am just going to use my Google account. You guys can use GitHub as well if you want, or you can manually go here and set up an email address. So I'll just fast forward once this is set up. All right, then you get this screen. It says legal consent. Please agree. Okay. And then we get put to the screen. It says create an API key. So I'm going to go over here and create an API key. And then I'm just going to go and call this n8n live tutorial. I'll delete this after. Credit limit, leave blank for unlimited. And then credits in USD consumed by this. I'm just going to put like $1 over there. Reset NA expiration. And it's going to expire in 1 hour. So I'm going to create. And I have my API key like this. And it says, please copy or write it down somewhere. You will not be able to use it again. And I'm just going to copy this over. I'm going to go into n8n. And I'll show you where to find OpenRouter here in a second. I'm just going to go in on this side of things. We're going to create this new credential. And all I'm going to do is paste in this API key. And also, I highly recommend that you label this. So I'm just going to say n8n deleted after vid. And I do that sometimes for these API keys because I need to delete them. So that's saved. Obviously, you can see that has been successful. It'll tell you right over there. Otherwise, it'll fail and you're good to go. So let me show you really quick where you could find OpenRouter at. So I assume if you're watching this video, you're pretty familiar with setting up a chat trigger. You're pretty familiar with an AI agent. Well, where I find OpenRouter, just go to chat models, search for OpenRouter, and you say for advanced usage with an AI chain. And all I did is attach that to our chat model over here. So going into our settings for OpenRouter, you'll see that we have this over here to choose the specific model that we want. And you can see there's tons of models. So Opus 4.6 just came out. I want to say yesterday or the day before. I'm curious if that's already in here. So for example, on that side of things, I'm going to have to go for Claude Anthropic. So let's scroll all the way up over here and let's look for that. So it's probably going to be under Anthropic. Yep. And you can see Opus 4.6. And if I wanted to choose that, and then you have all the different options that are available. Now, I want to say sometimes these options down below aren't always applicable to every single model. It could be wrong because I do know things are changing quite fast. But you can change things up here if you want to do like frequency, penalty, number of tokens, response, format, response, presence penalty, sampling temperature, timeout, max retries, or top P. So all those are available over there. And it's super easy. Let's say you're not a huge fan of Anthropic and you're said, hey, you know what? I want to use OpenAI. Okay, well, you just scroll down over here and you have all of your OpenAI models. And you're like, oh, I don't like OpenAI. I hate GPT-5 mini. It's terrible. I want to use Google. Well, I can go over here and go look for Google and let's find Google Gemini Pro 3 preview. And it's nice because you have one singular API key that controls all of this. Whereas in the past, you have to go and set up credentials for everything. So like if I disconnect this and go over here to OpenAI, like I have to set up OpenAI credentials. If I go and choose Anthropic, It's Anthropic chat models. I have to set up Anthropic credentials. So every single service that you use, you're going to have to set up these credentials. Whereas if you use OpenRouter, it's one single API key. So one API key can set you up with Claude. It can set you up with OpenAI. It can set you up with Gemini. It doesn't matter. It's all in one single spot. Also, if you want to see, I'm just going to click off this over here. You're all set. Cool. I'm going to close this out over here. If you want to see all the things that are available by OpenRouter, they have tons of different models. So you can just go over here and click explore models, and you can find out a little bit more information. Now, I don't know 100% if all of these are in n8n as of yet. Obviously, we just saw Opus was over there. But there's so many different options. And OpenRouter itself, you can choose your input and output. So if you want to input text, images, or files, or audio, or even video, which it says new, which is pretty cool. And you have output on here as text, image, audio, as well as embeddings. A lot of other things that you can choose, like a context length window, which these are constantly expanding out with these newer models. Pricing associated with the prompt and more, which I would assume this is out of 1 million tokens. So you have free and $10 plus. But yeah, there's a lot of other options here. And you can do your filtering and search for a model before you even jump into directly n8n. So all these options, and you can see, I'm just going to click on here for a second, go to the top. So you can see some of these other ones, which I've never heard of. And someone probably say, how did you never hear of this? I mean, there's 600 different models over there. There's use cases for everything. But yeah, so all of that available for you guys. And I'm scrolling through this. I don't think it's all 600, but there's so much over there. So that is our first option. Like, it's super easy to set up OpenRouter. The next thing I wanted to share is essentially what a model selector is. So sometimes you're going to have input into an AI agent, and you might want to choose one model over another for a specific use case. So in this case, what I'm doing, I'm using a very basic model selector. If we're sending in code, I want to use Anthropic. In this case, I want to say I'm using like Sonnet 4.5. If it's not code, I want to use OpenAI, and I'm going to use GPT-5 Mini. Again, like, I've made this super simplistic for this video. Often real world use cases are going to vary quite a bit. So all I'm doing over here is I'm just putting in some basic SQL select star from a database table. And yeah, so what we're going to do is have that as our agent input. And then we go into our AI agent. So where do I find this model selector? Well, if you go into a chat model, the same exact thing where we found OpenRouter, if you scroll all the way down here at the bottom, and I'm going to move my face out of the way. So screen, no camera. You'll see at the bottom, it says model selector. Use this node to select one of the connected models to this node based on the workflow data. So your input data that is going into this AI agent determines what model is going to be used down below, which is really awesome. So I'm going to click on that. We're going to go back to the webcam and go into this model selector itself. So you'll see this, it populates like this, is round, oval. And often you'll see this too with, if you're using human loop, n8n does a pretty good job in showing you like, okay, this is pretty large over here. This is going to make some sort of decisioning around that for whatever you want to attach to an AI agent. So going into our model selector, you'll see we can choose the number of inputs. So you can actually choose multiple models. You're not stuck with 2. This will over here grab you 3 models. I just put 2 for this demo. And what you can do as well is set up conditions. So if these conditions are met, a model will be used. So what I have over here is just some SQL code. And you'll see I said select star from database table. Maybe I'm writing SQL queries and I know, hey, in my SQL queries, Anthropic is way better at them. So I want to use Anthropic in that instance. If it's not a SQL query, I'm going to use OpenAI for my specific model. So going into the model selector, I'm looking for a contains, and SQL queries will contain select, and they're going to contain from. It's just 4 components of writing SQL. Sure, also these are 100% correct because sometimes they're case sensitive. And yeah, so if my input over here contains select as well as from, we're going to use our Anthropic model. Otherwise, it's going to use this OpenAI chat model. Now, I didn't really write anything great. I said write a final query that is optimized with comments, only return a final query. We'll run this just to show you that this will pick up Anthropic over OpenAI. And you'll see it goes to the model selector and it goes to Anthropic because I put that in over here and we have our specific output. But I can go over here and switch this now and say model 2 if we have this SQL query. And if I run this again, you'll see this time it goes to OpenAI. Now, I have the wrong credentials in there right now. It normally would work, but you'll just have to believe me. I just have to change this account up because this account 3 no longer exists. I don't know why I don't delete it, but it's still over here. And you can see it's going to OpenAI now, and it'll run successfully on that side of this. So depending on what you put in your model selector as your logic, it'll choose what model that you specifically want. And this has all the different logic that you'll find elsewhere. So you can choose and or. So only one of those two options. I'm using and in this instance, and it obviously depends on your specific use case. And you can set multiple conditions as you specifically want. You can see we have string, number, date, time, Boolean, array, and object options over here. So yeah, go through there on that side of things. And you can constantly add in more rules. So like if you have rules for model 1 or model 2, you can build these out directly over there. So that is your model selector. You can add, I think, up to 9 different models, if I remember correctly. 10, sorry. You can choose 10 models here at once, which is pretty cool. I don't see the use case of using 10 different models. I think it's a little bit of an overkill. But if you have a few and you have, a model is good for a specific use case and you're going to have multiple different inputs into your AI agent, model selector, super, super helpful. All right. And then let's jump into our third, which is going to be fallback options or fallback models. So why this is helpful, sometimes a provider is going to be offline, and instead of having your entire workflow fail, you're going to want to have a backup plan. So the way that you could utilize this directly in n8n is a fallback model. So essentially, let's say in every instance, I want Anthropic to run. I like using Sonnet 4.5. I want this to run in all cases. But if Anthropic is down, let's say they have some sort of outage or whatever the case may be, I still want my workflows to run, and I might have a second place or second favorite model that performed well during evaluations. And I say, hey, you know what? OpenAI over here, GPT-5, that is my second place model. So if Anthropic is down, I still want this workflow to work. I just want to use GPT-5 in its place. So the way you do that is literally just click on here in our AI agent. It says enable fallback model, and then you'll get an additional option down here. So you can see it says chat model, and then your fallback model. So set your chat model to whatever you want to work in most of the cases, and then your fallback model in the second place. So to recap this video, 3 different ways that you can utilize multiple models in n8n. The first is going to be using OpenRouter, which allows you to access hundreds of other different models out there with one single API key. Our second option is going to be using a model selector, which is going to be based off of logic already in your workflow. Whatever's coming into your AI agent, you can set that logic down below in this model selector to choose anywhere from 2 to 10 different models. And lastly, a fallback model, just in case something is broken on the provider side of things, you don't want your workflows to stop. You want to have something that is a backup. Now, I want to go over a quick homework assignment or project for you guys. I like doing this in videos because it helps reinforce what I'm trying to teach over here, and it gives people an opportunity to present their work on our weekly calls in our school group. So what I want you to do is take an existing workflow that you've already built out and kind of add these concepts into it. And while this is a vague assignment in comparison to some of the other things that we've done in these videos here on the channel, I think it's a great opportunity to let you practice with something that you have already built. So anyone is feel free to share this in our school group as a post or in our Wednesday calls. But ideally, add fallback models. It's super easy for error handling. It takes 2 seconds to throw it in there. Maybe you want to set up a model selector and maybe try out getting OpenRouter set up. Obviously, this is more optional, but I do think there's a lot of value in using a model selector or also fallback models. And I just felt like these were all very short videos, like 2 to 3 minutes each. So I'd rather just throw them all in one video for you guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something new, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We upload anywhere from 2 to 3 different AI and n8n videos a week right now. And we have a playlist of well over 80 n8n videos, as well as a free 17-hour course with a ton of different resources there, all available to you guys. So whatever you want to learn, check those out, and I'll see you guys in another video.